All right, we're live. We're about a minute away from less than a minute now from the polls closing here in New Jersey. I'm sorry I'm late again, guys. I'm SBC. Welcome to this year's primary in New Jersey. We're mostly focusing on the Democratic race to replace Governor Phil Murphy. And before we get into it, let me go over the candidates. Mikey Sherrill. She is the congresswoman from the 7th District of New Jersey. Steve Fulop, he's the mayor of Jersey City. Ross Baraka, the mayor of Newark. Josh Gottheimer, the congressman from the 5th District of New Jersey. Sean Spiller. Sean Spiller is I think he's the former president of the Senate. No, he's the president of the Education Association. Stephen Sweeney was the former president of the New Jersey Senate. So polls have closed. All right, down here, let's go over the Republicans right quick. We got Jack Ciattarelli, the nominee from 4 years ago. We have Justin Barbera, the candidate for the Republicans' nomination for hardest seat nomination for the 3rd district in 2024. John Bramnick, the state senator. He is the former minority leader of the General Assembly. Justin Barbera, I already did that. Bill Spada, Talk Show House, and Mario Kranjak. He is the former mayor of Inglewood Cliffs. And what's interesting is both senators and the governor and the lieutenant governor declined to endorse. Most of northern Jersey, except for 2 counties, endorsed Sherrill. The other 2 endorsed Gottheimer. Sweeney won most endorsement of most of the southern counties, and 2 counties declined to endorse. Mikey Sherrill has won the endorsement. Ross Baraka has the endorsement of 2 congresswomen, Bonnie Watson-Coleman and Monica McIver. Stephen Fulop has won a couple of state legislators. Josh Gottheimer had won a bunch of moderate Democratic reps, including Jared Moskowitz, Jared Golden, and Tom Suozzi and Richie Torres. Sherrill has won Gina Raimondo, the former Commerce Secretary, Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan, won Jason Crow, Christy Houlihan from Jason Crow in Colorado, Christy Houlihan of Pennsylvania, former Congressman Tom Malinowski of New Jersey 7, which is in the western part of the state, Sarah McBride, Frank Pallone of New Jersey, Pat Ryan of New York, Albo Cyrus, the mayor of West New York, and Abigail Spanberger, who in the next week will be the official nominee for the Democrats for the governor's race. And there we go. Here's our first results here in New Jersey's governor's race. And it's Steve Sweeney getting 41% of the vote and Gloucester County. It's 56% in, and seems like it's about 4% of the population of New Jersey. Only 12,000 votes. 12,000 votes just came in. Very big edge early for him here. So far, the top 3 in this county are Sweeney, Sherrill, Spiller, and then behind is Gottheimer, Fulop, and Baraka. But Baraka is expected to do better, and Gottheimer is expected to do better up here in northern Jersey, in Newark. Lackey Sherrill is expected to do better in the middle of the state, and then Sweeney is expected to do good in the south. And there we go, New York. Then all right, so Hudson County. This is right across. It's the suburbs of New York and New York. New York City's right here is Staten Island. Just to the south is Staten Island. Sherrill getting 41%. Sherrill's getting 41%. Fulop is second here at 28%. Ross Baraka, the mayor of New York, which is the county over in Essex, he's in third here with 15%. Sweeney's getting 2%. The rest are, and here's Essex. It is Mikey Sherrill leads 43-23 over Ross Baraka, and Steve Fulop is in third here. And the current vote leaders, 9% of the vote now in here in New Jersey. Votes are coming in very quick. Mikey Sherrill leads by 10,000 votes over Steve Fulop. Ross Baraka is in third with 8,000. Steve Sweeney in fourth with 5,000. Just Gottheimer in fifth with 5,800 for Sweeney. Almost 5,000 for Gottheimer. And just over 4,400 for Spiller. In the Republican race, no surprise here. Jack Ciattarelli, sleeping victory here for him. We have some small specials here in that I will probably not be able to get to today. I won't be able to cover today. So early results have Mikey Sherrill up pretty solidly. And here we go. More votes for Sherrill. She actually lost some ground. Son Spiller is in second in Camden County. Steve Sweeney in third. And then up there in Hunterdon County, that is Sherrill's part of Sherrill's district. She leads 53-18 over Fulop. And then Spiller with 9%. So right now, Sherrill in first, Fulop, Sweeney, and Spiller very close for second. Baraka in fourth, Gottheimer in fifth. In sixth, my bad. Gottheimer is in last place. Again, Gottheimer in last place right now. The sitting congressman from North Jersey. Currently in last place. And Ross Baraka just gained some votes. Baraka just gained votes in Essex County. He now trails by only 12 He now totals by 12 points in Essex County. Baraka now jumps into third place. So right now the clear leader is Mikey Sherrill, the congresswoman from the 11th district of New Jersey. Steve Phillip in second. Ross Baraka in third. Steve Cellini in fourth. Sean Spiller in fifth. Josh Gottheimer in sixth. And we have some calls already in Florida. So Florida Senate 19, this was a Trump plus 19 district. Senate seat 19. Mayfield wins it. This is the Randy Fine seat. Mayfield, the Republican, 54.45. The Democrat Herons wins 45.5. This is from 19.5. This is about a 9-point win for the Republicans, so about 10-11 point shift. For the House 32, the new state senator seat, Trump plus 19.9. The Republican won by about 11 points. It's a 9-point shift. Jesus Christ. So Democrats continue to overperform in Florida, but obviously our focus is not on Florida, it's on New Jersey, and we may be able to call this soon, because look at this. Mikey Sherrill is at 33%. Second place is at 15%. Third is basically a tie for third between Baraka and Sweeney. Spiller, and yet this is and we may get the call very soon here. Look at this. Atlantic City, Mikey Sherrill leads Atlantic County. Phillip and Spiller are in third, and then Cumberland County, Sherrill's in third, Sweeney and Spiller in the top. Phillip, despite not leading any county, he is in second place. Baraka and Sweeney are practically tied. Spiller is not that far behind, and Gottheimer, he's eating shit right now. He's in last place by a good margin right now. Again, not much of his district is in, but Gottheimer is not doing well. Jack Citarelli, he's going to win this one right here by a decent amount. So we're now just waiting on a potential call here. This might be one of my shortest streams I've ever done. 38% of the vote in already. Mikey Sherrill looks very likely to be a nominee here, because we got a ton of votes. And from Essex County and Hudson County. And more votes just came in. Steve Sweeney just jumped into third place, because we got more votes from Gloucester County. But again, look at this. Very close between second and fifth. But Mikey Sherrill with a very big lead right now. It's 20,000 votes. Sherrill leads by 20,000 votes early here. 19% of the vote in, and 115,000 votes have been reported. Sherrill is already dominating the field with a 20,000 vote lead. Phillip leads fifth. Is Phillip, then Sweeney, Baraka, Spiller, Gottheimer. That's the current order. Sherrill is a very distant first place. Philip, Sweeney, Baraka in a tight race for second. Spiller and third. Actually, Philip, Sweeney, Baraka, and Spiller in a tight race for second. And then Gottheimer, he's eating shit. He's in decent fourth place. Granted, not a lot of his congressional district is in, but I mean, he still probably won't even get close to first or second, might I add. So we're about, and there we go. More votes just came in, and Sweeney just jumped into second place. Again, it's very close here, and it was Burlington County. Cheryl gained 4,000 votes here. A net gain of 4,000 votes. Sweeney and Spiller neck and neck here in Burlington. It was enough to keep knock Philip out of second, but this is not good for the rest of the pack as Cheryl's lead is now 25,000 votes. So she roughly gained 5,000 votes out of that second batch of votes there. All right, so Gottheimer's district just came in. Bergen County, Gottheimer, 20-point lead here for Gottheimer. Sweeney has dropped all the way to fifth place here. Spiller's in fourth. Baraka third. Philip for second. Cheryl still have a very big lead. It's 30,000 votes now. Bergen County, Gottheimer, Cheryl, and Philip is your top three here. And we already have a call for Jack Citarelli. Because, yeah, look at that. It's already over here. Here's a big question. Here's a question I want to know: Could Cheryl crack 40%? She has a very decent lead right now, and she's going to probably win this race. But my thing is, can she get to 40? And she just gained. She's now up to 34, and she's now up 33,000 votes over the second place. Philip is starting to gain a little bit of traction here as Baraka gets a county on the board now. He has Union County now on the board for him. That's he got 700 vote gain there, but it was enough to prop them into third place. So everyone is in double digits right now. DDHQ has called it for Cheryl. DAP has yet to call it for Cheryl, but I'm not going to end the stream yet. I'm going to see if Cheryl could crack. I'm going to wait till most of the results are in because the big question I have now is, can Cheryl crack 40? The closer she could get to 50 is probably the better for her, in my opinion. So, could she crack 40? It's a good possibility. 50 is a stretch. So, especially with the pack, the rest of the pack here is in double digits. So, I say 40 is a possibility. 40 is not that big of a stretch. 50 is definitely a stretch. But with a lot of vote out, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I say it's pretty unlikely. So, now we're just waiting for more results. 30% in already. And we got the call for Jack Citarelli. No surprise here. And more votes. And Cheryl has got over 35% now. Cheryl is now over 35%. 35% for Cheryl. That is very good for her right now. Again, the closer she gets to 50, I say is the better for her. Again, I don't see her getting to 50 with all her opponents are above 10%. We have Gottheimer at 10.5, 11.6 for Sweeney, 12.6 for Spiller, 13.3 for Baraka, 16.8, let's just say 17 for Fulop, and Cheryl's all the way up at 35%. Again, Cheryl or Gottheimer didn't have to get out their congressional seats since this is up non-midterm, a non-congressional election year. Because so Gottheimer is lucky that he still has a seat to go back to, because he could immediately file for re-election after this loss for Gottheimer. For Cheryl, if she wins the general election, there would have to be a special election in early next year to fill up her remaining term, and then that new person would have to run for re-election in November next year. So that's what happens if Cheryl wins. If Citarelli beats Cheryl, then Cheryl will run for re-election probably in November next year as well. And Gottheimer has just jumped into third place. Gottheimer is now in third place. Sweeney's all the way. I don't know where Gottheimer gained votes from, but he just gained a ton of votes there. But again, Cheryl is approaching 40,000 vote lead now for Mikey Cheryl. Mikey Cheryl is approaching 40,000 vote lead. This race is practically over. I just don't know when it will be called right by the AP. We've been live for about 20 minutes. I will go for until at least an hour, because and Cheryl does. So the question is, can Cheryl get to 50%? That's a huge question here. %30 in. So look at this. So 5 of the 6 candidates are leading in counties. The only one that's not leading the county is Fulop, and he's in second place. So he's doing very well. He's getting second up here in all these areas, second and third in all these areas to allow him to be in second. But he's not winning the county. Again, Gottheimer still has his district up here. Gottheimer might be the one that finishes in second tonight. Or it could be Ross Baraka. Or it could anyone that is in this below Cheryl can get second place tonight. Cheryl is going to win this race. While I'm watching this, can she get to 40? If she gets to 40, let's see how close to 50 she gets. Because look at this. Jack Citarelli, he's going to dominate the Republican race. But Mikey Cheryl, there's a very big split Democratic primary. The closer Cheryl can get to 50, that's going to be better for her. And right now, she's at 34%. So I see her getting 40, but 50 is a stretch. This was a very heated primary, and it just ended up being a landslide for Mikey Cheryl. Well, not really a landslide. Everyone but there's her, and then So we're 34% of the 30% of the vote in, 30% of the vote in. Cheryl's at 34. Fulop at 17. Gottheimer at 13. 12 for Baraka. 11 for Spiller. 10 for Sweeney. I probably went live for no reason tonight, but fuck it, you know. So let me answer a question that you might have. Am I going to stream for New York City? I honestly don't know. New York City has ranked tweets voting with 6 days, maybe weeks to do. Like it takes a very long time to do RCV. So that's why I'm hesitant to do New York City. So right now, we still have yet to get updated vote, some new update votes here. Right now, Cheryl has a very big lead right now. He's approaching 40,000 votes. For Cheryl, her goal is to get as close to 50 as possible. We're having, so New York Times has been having some errors. We're now down to 29% of the vote in. So the new vote tally is Cheryl 34, 17 for Fulop, 13.6 for Gallheimer, 12.9 for Baraka, 11.8 for Spiller, 10.5 for Sweeney. And it's getting updated again. It's now to 28%. I don't know what's up with New York Times always screwing up with the reporting, but again, very good night for Mikey Cheryl. I'm pretty sure she will probably speak soon. So we're waiting for more results. New York Times just keeps changing the percent of what's in. They had it at 30 something percent earlier. Now they edited it down to 28. So we're just waiting for an official call, maybe. All right, so Cheryl just gained some ground here. 29% now inch. So Cheryl's dominating Central Jersey. She's also dominating Newark. That's home base of Russ Baraka, and that area is home of Russ Baraka and Steve Flip. Again, I don't know when we will get a call. Now a 40,000 vote lead, by the way, for Cheryl. So we're just waiting for practically a call here. Or if we get a call now, I'll just wait until see how much more vote we can get in before I decide to end it because I want to see how much closer to 40 show can get. See that 34 right now. Cheryl has gained more votes. She's now 42,000 votes ahead. She is now 45,000 votes ahead. We're starting to get more votes now. Votes are starting to slide in for Cheryl. She's now 45,000 votes ahead with 31% of the vote in. She's closing in on 35%. The big question is, can she get to 40 and how close she can get to 50? Right now, she's dominating in the central part of the states. She's also dominating in pretty much in the New York City metro. Yeah, we're just waiting on the results here for I'll go until we hit an hour and then I'll consider ending it because we still have no call. Cheryl is dominating right now. And there we go. One. Mikey Sherrill is the projected winner. And that didn't take. Then it took 40 minutes for her to be declared a winner. So she will run for the governor's race. Will take on Jack Ciattarelli in the November election. She'll be up with her former colleague Abigail Spanberger from Virginia. The two Democratic women will be trying to take wins in the two states that Kamala Harris won. Well, I'm got bored real quickly here, folks. There's not much to talk about, but how dominant this win and underwhelming this race has turned out to be. So I think I'm going to end the stream there. I'm sorry if this wasn't a long stream like you might have thought this would be. But, I mean, we have a winner already in both races. And I don't really care to get into the local races right now. So, I'll see you guys soon. I don't know if I'll be streaming for the New York City primary because ranked choice voting takes ages, and Cheryl is gaining more votes. She is closing in on that 40. She's trying to get to 40. But that's the end of today's stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.